Bruce and Klingner and with the Heritage Foundation. Bruce, Kim Jong-un, listen, we know he's a belligerent actor. He couldn't be swayed by President Obama, nor it appeared the Chinese. What will it take for President Trump to be able to keep Japan and the rest of the world safe from him?
Well, we need to do a number of things. First, we need to make sure our allies are assured of U.S. commitment and resolve to defend them. We need to increase our defense and deterrent, most notably by deploying a missile defense system called the THAAD. It's scheduled to be deployed later this year, but we may likely need to accelerate that deployment given the latest developments.
Bruce, what would that do for us?
Well, it's a system that's better than anything South Korea has or will have for decades. It increases the protective envelope, and it's much more capable than anything that's on the peninsula right now.
We know, of course, that North Korea, the objective is ultimately to be able to carry these nuclear warheads, perhaps as far as Hawaii, even California. They've got the nukes already. Now the idea is to be able to threaten America with them. Would that shield you're describing be able to stop that? And how far along do we allow them to get with that sort of technology before taking a more decisive move?
Well, the THAAD system is a theater system, so it would only defend South Korea against a southbound North Korean missile that's coming in. To defend the continental United States, we have ground-based interceptors which are deployed in California and Alaska, so those would be what we'd need against an ICBM. We know that they're on that path toward an ICBM. Some U.S. four-star generals think they already have it, or we have to assume they have. Most outside experts say that they think it's still a year or two away from that capability.
So it sounds frightening to me. Do we just sit back, allow them to create this technology? A lot of it, of course, that they export to equally bad actors. Or do we do something to stave them off? I know in the past they've sort of held the world out for ransom. I'm not sure we want to go that route either, do we?
No, there's a lot of there's an increase in talk now about preemption, but there's a lot of dangers with that. When people say we should just intercept it in midair, if you look at the capabilities of systems, we can't defend against the entire Pacific Ocean. A lot of the test trajectories would be outside of any kind of U.S. system to intercept it. So, we need to keep that in mind. Also, if you intercept it in midair, you've redirected international anger from the yet another North Korean provocation, another violation of UN resolutions. You'd redirect it to the U.S. and China and others would see that as a belligerent action. It would undermine our ability to impose additional targeted measures against North Korea.
What should the role of China be in all of this?
Well, China has been part of the problem, not part of the solution. They've impeded the international responses to more effective measures. They deny evidence of North Korean actions. They're really acting like North Korea's lawyer in the UN Security Council. But there are things we can do, targeted measures using third-party sanctions against Chinese banks and businesses to prevent them or to wean them away from engaging North Korea economically. That worked in the past in the mid-2000s. We got the Bank of China to, in essence, defy the government of China by cutting off its own engagement with North Korea. And then the Bush administration walked back the actions that we were doing at the time, and we've only been timidly implementing our sanctions since then.
Bruce, where do you see this playing out? It's hard to believe, okay, the UN comes out and they strongly condemn the actions of North Korea. It just feels like we're in a collision course with history with this guy.
Yeah, the tension is going up. There's a lot of reasons to be nervous. North Korea is increasing its capability. It already can threaten South Korea and Japan with nuclear weapons, with existing missiles and warheads. It demonstrated an ability to hit Guam with a new missile last year, and then they are continuing the quest towards the ICBM. They've vowed they will never give up their nuclear weapons, and we've tried diplomacy many times in the past, and it always failed.
Bruce Klingner, thank you very much. Really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Well, happy Valentine's Day. And talking about hugs and kisses, Steve Mnuchin has the biggest movie in the country, and in just a few minutes, the top job at Treasury. We're discussing it next.
Now, you can save up to 40% or more on some of the most popular and stunning